So, people, you've had it all now. You've had it. The deed has been done. INEC has finally hurt Nigerians, and not only that, INEC hurt Nigerians, the Supreme Court has affirmed, like one I did. For those of you who watched my program from Mafia TV this morning on DSTV, and those who joined me live yesterday, I made it very clear that I am not optimistic, I'm not hopeful, because obviously, as you all know, that the things I said yesterday, sometimes when I speak, I know some of you don't like it, you accuse me of that, but because sometimes I do a lot of offline engagement, I know certain things. I spoke tongue in cheek, knowing that INEC would not do, or rather, the Supreme Court will not. Sorry, I am. I've just received a call, but I cannot answer this call. I cannot answer this call. I would call back. So what I'm saying, in essence, people, I don't know where you're joining me from, but one thing we have and one thing we can tell us is that there are consequences, as I said yesterday. There are consequences from the decision of the Supreme Court. And the consequences are as follows. The case of 25% with Abuja has been thrown out both by the PDP and by the Labour Party. Because this has been thrown out, there are consequences to that. In the next couple of days, in the next couple of months, we are going to see legal challenges, not to the decision made by the judiciary, but the consequences thereof, which will mean that people of Abuja, especially the indigents, the Bagis, they will begin to argue now that they need a state government. And I think I will support with everything I have for them to have their own state government. So why would Abuja, according to Supreme Court, be classified as one of the states? I don't argue. But if we reason like that Abuja is like every other state, then it's fine and good. Then we must know that we have 36 states, 37 states, and we'll give them also their own governor. We'll give them 3 senators, and we'll give them, no matter the calculation, maybe 300 and or 400 and whatever, sorry, we'll give them their own 5, 6, 7, 8 House of Reps, whatever it is. In Abuja now, as you all know, the Asari Dokubo boys were out and they were protesting, right? They're out. Oh, okay, I have one of our, I think we are waiting for someone to join us from the street from Abuja. We are waiting for someone. I know that Nasman, I can see Nasman in the back studio there, but you can stay there. We'll bring you on because this is have your say. But before we do, we have someone who is on the street just leaving the Supreme Court now. Because after the live stream yesterday, as many of you advised, I thought there was no reason for me to rush back to Abuja. But we'll have people in Abuja. I have my tag. Eventually got a tag early this morning to be in the court. But I thought, when I now knew what we were expecting and how the judgment would pan out, and I believed, and I thought to myself, there is no need. Now the update and the final judgment, because the Supreme Court is dismissed now, everybody's going home. The judgment wasn't that long. The judgment that didn't take over 3 hours plus. The final judgment is that the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has affirmed Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In essence, from today, henceforth, going forward, Tinubu, because the Supreme Court has now affirmed and confirmed Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There is no more reason not to address Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You may not like the notion or the idea that Tinubu is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Neither do I like it, but the whole point is that he has been. And I think many of us, like I said yesterday, today actually marks the end of the election, 2023 presidential election. Today marks the end of that election. Therefore, Tinubu is now the president. I may not like his person. I may not like his personality. I may not like his antecedents. I may not like what he stands for. They are in a variance to the things I stand for. However, the appeal court affirmed him, the Supreme Court affirmed him. You and I know how he came to power. I may not like that. But I think there is a nation to build. And however angry Nigerians are, as I speak to you, that Nigerians, as many had expected, that Nigerians are not trooping to the street is also one of the signs that, you have to ask yourself, what for? As the Supreme Court delivered their judgment, they berated Atiku, saying that Atiku Abubakar didn't, in that deposition, that they didn't believe he did a very good job. In private, there are some things I asked myself in that deposition. If you read that deposition, I was speaking to a very close friend of mine who is also, very, very politically sagacious. I said that when I read that deposition, there were some things I felt were missing, that even as a layman, there were some pointed questions that I would have asked the person that represented CSU. But maybe I do not know. Maybe there are some legal technicalities. But listening to the judges today, I actually now knew that I was right in my thinking. That there were things I found a little bit absurd in the way and manner, that was, the way the questions were posited in that. So Tinubu officially is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. With this, the election, someone is still angry. I think, I am live. Yeah, I am live. Can you join me, please? Join me. I am live. Let me send you the link. So I'm basically asking, I asked someone who is very, very angry. But I have to ask him to tone down his language. Let me send him the link to join me with. He's very, very angry. I want to ask him to join me. And those of you watching online, you can also join me here by looking at the pinned message there. The pinned message there. You can use that link there to join me here. Supreme Court of Nigeria upholds, the Supreme Court of Nigeria upholds Tinubu's win in the 2023 election. There are consequences to this. Imo State is having their election in the next couple of weeks. What I can tell you by the things that has happened in the PEPT, that is the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, and the Supreme Court of Nigeria, something, yeah, I know, yeah, Henry joined now, but he said he's at work, so I mute you. So, Henry, I am aware you are in the back room there. One thing that you have to know is, because as a result of this, what has happened, know you this today, that there are consequences. I see the election in Imo State by these actions turned bloody. Sorry. I see the election in Imo State, I repeat, I see the election in Imo State turn bloody because it is now a confirmation of grab it, run with it. Yeah? Grab it, run with it. Just hold on. I'm just trying to send a message to just those of you in the WhatsApp group, in the media WhatsApp group 1 and 2, and on the Telegram to join me. Hold on. Okay. Supreme Court upholds Tinubu's um, yeah. So Supreme Court upholds Tinubu's win. The Supreme Court basically says that Tinubu Supreme Court delivers final judgment, confirms Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. Right? That is it. And you see, another funny thing is before we start taking people to come in, another funny thing is that while this was ongoing, you see, if you look at all the channels that broadcasted it, both Arise and this, none of them came with their OB van. That is, none of them came with the outside broadcasting van because they didn't know. Nobody knew that they were going to allow live transmission. So we're now asking, why did they not allow it ab initio? Why was it that it was only when everything is done that they began to tell us this is what was going to happen? If you recall that, if you see the quality of the stream that you have, you find out that they didn't have the OBS, that is, sorry, OB-Vans, right? Oh dear. So the Supreme Court throws out throws out Atiku and PeterObi's appeal. Hmm? PeterObi's appeal, where is it? Appeals. Affirms Tinubu. Affirms Tinubu as the president. People, this is what some people in Nike will call Anoma and Ogwe. It is a shock to many, but hey, that is the end. I am happy somehow that whatever decision the Supreme Court has made now has become law. So Abuja, because it has now become a question of policy, this is now the law. Abuja residents, I now expect them to begin to go and say, we now want our own government. And not because they will now go court. And these things will be tested in the law court. And if you don't want to give them what they are demanding for, then whatever you see, you take. I foresee a situation whereby the Abuja residents will begin to say, people, okay, pack away from our place. It is our decision because the Supreme Court has affirmed that we do not have a special status, and we no longer have XYZ. So please give us what is due for us. I can see that happen. I kid you not. I see that happen. So, okay. Sorry, I'm done. I'm just trying, while I'm doing this, I'm trying to send out some messages as well so that people know that we are live and that we are here. Okay. And this, you see, and the distance on Tinubu was very short. Sorry, on PeterObi. they said, well, we have made all these arguments um, on the initial Supreme Court judgment that happened sometime a couple of months ago, and they also made that same decision on Atiku. Therefore, they were not willing to listen to anything. They just basically said, we are all affirming. Now, some of you online are saying, why is it that none of the judges gave a different opinion? It's quite absurd that 5 chief justices, Supreme Court justices, they all of them. I affirm, my Lord. I confirm, my Lord. It is affirmed, my Lord. That's what we were hearing. Affirm, confirm, and reaffirm. In some cases, don't you think it's absurd? Don't you think it's absurd, right? If you think it's not, if you think that is not absurd, I think it is absurd. I was expecting at least make the Kukuma say one person, please, one person, just do say, like followers agree for this thing. One person, just do not, make Nigerians angry. Just one person, not be two. Just one person, just pretend that you are different, and just let us have something different. No, 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 no. Huh? No, they didn't. Well, it has happened, it has happened. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Nigerian life goes on. So I believe by this, judgment, Nigerians will be getting ready for 2025. Around 2027, I understand that many people will be disappointed and angry, but bear in mind, Nigerian matter be like civil servants, civil service. They carry the matter for, with two heads. So, they carry the matter with two heads. Else, it go break your neck. So as it is now, no carry this Nigerian matter, this guy matter for your head. Or for those of you who understand what I mean, there are friends. There are friends that we don't need to lose because this election went in a very wonkiest way that you can ever imagine. But we don't need to really hate one another because it has gone the way it has gone. But what can you do? What can you do? I know that many people are deeply, deeply heartbroken. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Njenje, start paying for Jackba. Start applying for Jackba. $1 equals 2,000. No, I don't. 20,000. Come on now. No matter what. I think no matter however we look at it, there is nothing that it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Of course, sources, Njenje is confused. I mean, how am I confused? I'm not confused. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. Um, you know, corruption decides. Let me take some of your comments. You say corruption leaders decides the outcome of your vote. So Nigeria will never work even in the next 2 million years. Okay, so it's okay. Just take pen, pen, pen out from Tinubu, and your sins will be forgiven. No, I have no sins, and I don't want them to be forgiven. I will still stick to holding government to account. That's what we do. That's what we have decided to do. I told you, Ezoka, I told you personally that you will come back to shame, but you thought I was. I don't know. I think you're the one that is shaming yourself because in election, someone will win and someone will lose. And in this election, sadly, we did not lose. Nigerians did not lose. Nigerian youth did not lose. We'll have corrupt leaders that have ganged up um, you know, kind of upheld something that was so glaring. And you know, there are consequences to that because the younger ones, one would tune off in subsequent elections, but that doesn't mean that one we will all collectively give up. We will keep demanding and we'll keep working for the betterment of the system because last time the system was done in a way that was so abhorrent. You know, that the National Assembly election and the Senate, that is the House of Rep and Senate election that went by, you know, in pari passu with the presidential election, where two elections had no glitches, the other was full of glitch. Therefore, hmm, therefore, you know, it's up to now no one explained that, and the Chief Justice didn't do justice in the eyes of many Nigerians. What we then now expect is what we then now expect is very simple, people. It is time the court, that is the INEC failed Nigerians. Um, Presidential election petition failed Nigerians. Supreme Court failed Nigerians. It remains to be seen, will Nigerians fail themselves? If Nigerians fail themselves, my brothers and sisters, I beg, I tell you, then do not worry. Do not worry yourself. Hmm? Do not worry yourself. I can't get it. So do not worry yourself, right? At the end of the day, there is nothing. Me. Mr. Trump says, Njenje, don't worry, Nigeria will be great. Will be great with President Tinubu. Okay, Nigeria will be great with President Tinubu. I say, okay. Oh. Onye nne iwu ka a gwara otorogbaa ya, osi na otorogbaa ya ka ọ fụ n'anya. There is an impending war, and I'm telling this to my people to be very wary now. There is an impending war. There is something somebody shared today. I want to give us a direction of a war I foresee. Not necessarily war where people will shoot guns. No. It's a war where these two regions in Nigeria will be on their neck. I'm only saying in advance that my people be aware and be wary. Do not get involved. Like Dele Pharaoh to me would always say, do not die in their war. I beg you and I beg you and I beg you again. Do not die in their war. Whether people like it or not. Okay, whether people like it or not. Let me share this with us. Let me bring it on the screen so that we can see, or I can read it. This war, Asari Dokubo once yesterday made a video that I'll play now. But this war goes like this, so that you know where I'm coming from with this war. And it will help you, guide you. If you want to play it safe, you play it safe. So let me bring it in here. Now let me show us this. For those who may not understand what I mean, I'm going to bring this in. Share screen. I'm going to share my window. Okay. So let me bring this. Okay. So people, let's bring this. Okay. Now look at this. They said this. Let me read it from here because it's bold here. Here it says, "I do not believe in one Nigeria, Yoruba, Ronulokon, President, Southwest. Judiciary, Southwest. Chief of Army Staff, Southwest. IGP, Southwest. Head of Immigration, Southwest. Customs, Southwest. Road Safety, Southwest. CBN, Southwest. FRS, Southwest. Finance Ministry, Southwest. Attorney General, Southwest. Chief of Staff, Southwest. Power Ministry, Southwest. Maritime, Southwest. Ministry of Digital Economy, Southwest. Interior, Southwest. Postmaster General, Southwest. Minister of Solid Mineral, Southwest. EFCC, Southwest. Bank of Industry, MDCO, Southwest. Petroleum, Southwest. Head of Presidential Guard, Southwest. Now, 22. Ohaneze wants to go to court, saying that the principle of equity was not applied in the ministerial appointment, that a state in the Southwest got how many ministers? 5 ministers or 4, whereas Anambra is missing. So the question is, why? There is a war brewing, but do not die in their war. I can't say this enough, people. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I speak sometimes in parables. There is a war impending. Let me get Asari Dokubo. Maybe Asari Dokubo will help you understand. Asari Dokubo, as we speak in the court now, Asari Dokubo's boys are in the court. Asari Dokubo's boys are outside the court, doing their normal thing, protesting, right? So Asari Dokubo's boys are, where is that video? Quickly. That was shared yesterday. Where is it? 70-year-old man. Okay. Now see Asari Dokubo here. Here, there is something that I always like. Nigeria is such a funny place that when people think they can be smart and go ahead and hurt their own people, when the chips are down, I'll just be wondering now what would be the fate of Chibuike Rotimi after all he did with River State money and where he is now. Asari Dokubo, after carrying all this mess on his head, Asari Dokubo is now the one making this video. Watch and enjoy.
All of you know that I was one of the people who gave tough time to Yeso as governor of River State. But Abuja does not belong to Gumi, it does not belong to the North, it does not belong to Muslims. That is the truth of it. I must say it clearly.
You know why I'm liking this? Asari has suddenly begun to decouple. People I say no be waiting Asari expect he is getting. Now you can see how he's smartly decoupling. He was an enemy of Yeso Wike in Rivers. Now he has seen that Wike is born in church. He's going close to Wike. Do not die in their war. Don't make anybody your enemy because of what is happening at the presidential level, at the national level. Do not create unnecessary enemy, but watch what Asari Dokubo will say.
It does not belong to us as Muslims. Abuja was built with the John people's money, with Igbo people's money, with the Chakri people's money.
Did you hear that? Are you getting the gist? This is the same Asari Dokubo that a lot of people have called names and have called Igbo people name. Suddenly, as the same Asari Dokubo is saying, this Abuja does not belong to. He used his own mouth to say that Abuja was built with Igbo people's money. I thought they say it doesn't matter. Igbos mean nothing. in the scheme of things. But how come he used his mouth to say that Abuja was built with Igbo money? No, it must be a mistake. Igbos don't have money. Why would they? Do not die in the war. Keep quiet. Watch. And then they say Nigeria go better. Oga, we go hustle. Leave, you go better. If you better, all of us will enjoy. If you know better, we for don't hustle. Right? So Asari Dokubo, make it tell us what you talk.
Abuja was built with the people's money, with the Igbo people's money, with the Chakri people's money, with the Robot people's money, with the Soko people's money. What they told us when we were leaving Lagos to Abuja was that Abuja will be no man's land.
Abuja. Come. Now this thing where Shagari talk in 1993 about Lagos being a no man's land, and that's been causing trouble. But when they want to talk about Lagos being no man's land, they will not remember that it was Shagari. They will say, "Na Igbo people talk, not the Igbo people." Asari, thank God say he make Abuja people no come begin talk say, "Na Igbo people talk." Asari, now you talk. Now you talk. Mazi Trump said, "Njenje, with big love from me to you. Thank you for your open mind, respect. Not the only mouth you could talk. Trump, drop some super chat there. You can't do open mind. Before Uncle, I don't get close mind. I get open mind. I have Abdul Malik is joining us, but let me bring Abdul Malik in when I finish Asari Dokubo.
Everybody will be removed from Abuja. Every Nigerian will be an indigene of Abuja. They have changed all the laws. So somebody from Sokoto State, Gumi, who is from Sokoto State, is talking of Abuja. And what is his connection with Abuja?
Asari Dokubo, he's closer to Abuja than you. Just for your information, right? He's closer to Abuja than you. Before you go from the creeks of Bayelsa, with that road where you know get, drive and avoiding kidnappers. Before they reach Abuja, him from Sokoto is closer. And when the chips are down, you know who they will come close to. So, but this is not the main thing that is the fight. Or listening to the fight. Or na my ear don't depend me. Na my ear the whole so.
What is Dr. Ahmed Gumi connection with Abuja? That he will be talking about Abuja. That wicked should be removed.
So now, Asari Dokubo is now the defender of wicked. You see how politics they be. Do not die in their war and do not make anybody your enemy. Those who contested the election, have you seen them fight? Now those who worked during the election are fighting themselves. Do not die in their war. I never called Tinubu for the past how many months. I never called him president because he wasn't president. I believe he rigged the election. I have evidence that he rigged the election. That a thief stole something and CCTV did not catch him. But you saw him when he stole it, but you didn't have camera to record it. Does not remove. You go to court, they say, bring evidence. You say, oh, guy, saw him. They say, where? Did you record it? You say, I didn't record it. Does not stop the fact that he stole. But if at the end of the day, the court say, we do not have any evidence that he stole, then he's innocent, then it will be very difficult for you to continue calling him a thief. I hope you understand the analogy.
Muslim ticket was voted by Nigerian people because they know who Ahmed Bola Tinubu is.
Oga Holiday, Muslim ticket was not voted by Nigerian people. Muslim ticket was rigged upon the Nigerian people till tomorrow morning, even when the Supreme Court doesn't want to say so. But that's what it is.
Because a lot of us know. I did not vote Ahmed Bola Tinubu because he's a Muslim. Because I know him. I know what he's capable of doing.
Now, this is at this point, he began to drop the bomb. Fasten your seatbelt. Remember the names I read out before, the positions I read out that has to do with the Southwest, right? Now, listen to what that Sari talk about. Begin to read in between the line. It be like say they know they picking telephone calls again. I'm not insinuating anything, but begin to read. So when the fight starts, now they have started saying Igbo's money was used to build in Lagos, build Abuja. Keep your eye open. When they fight, just they look like this. Do not be Igbo, do not be Hausa, do not be Yoruba. Let them fight themselves. Their own war.
And that's why I supported him. That's why I support him. Even though today.
You see him? He's about to go down. No? Now laugh, I go to laugh now.
I might have some things. The appointment that is going on is one-sided.
The appointment that he's doing is one-sided. No, the appointment must be two-sided. It concerns me. He that is down fears no fall. Before you know the equation, before you know the appointment. Now, whether they share, they no share, it concerns you. Maybe we take them again.
Even though today I might have some things, the appointment that is going on is one-sided. We must speak out. This is not Lagos. The president must know that the party is following in making appointment as if appointment is on Lagos, as if Nigeria is on Lagos, is dangerous. He already has a lot of problems.
70-year-old man in your own voice, 70-year-old man. They never show you say you be Momo. They have left you behind. Your Momo never do. I won't take him again. I like this.
We must speak out.
Nana begin speaker. 70-year-old man. They take us up.
I might have some things. The appointment that is going on is one-sided. We must speak out. This is not Lagos. The president must know that the party is following in making appointment as if appointment is on Lagos, as if Nigeria is on Lagos, is dangerous. He already has a lot of problems.
God have mercy upon us.
We must point this thing out. Why should somebody like Posun Tijani be in this government? After all the abuse and criticism, the president should look back at the appointment and rewind it, retrace it, and balance it. This is a country that belongs to all of us.
It's here. I hope you understand where the thing they go. Congratulations, Tinubu. The Supreme Court has affirmed and upheld that you are now the winner of the 2023 presidential election. In London, you said it. Power is not given a la carte. Grab it, snatch it, and run with it. While others were being gentle and believing in it, you came like a thief in the night. You grabbed it, you snatched it, and you ran with it. Let me bring in Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik, you're welcome to Njenje Media TV. Where are you joining us from? Abdul Malik, I think you need to sit up. You need to sit up properly, please. Sit up properly. I believe you're lying down. Unless you have a backache, sit up properly, I beg. So, while I'm, that is it, people. So let me take some of your comments. Henry O, in the same Nigeria that legislators are buying cars worth millions of naira, yet people are hungry. They say the cars are worth 170 million, 160 million, 100 and whatever million. Okay? As it be, if Nigerians who are hungry are all keeping quiet, well, who be you? What's in the do? Nigerians do not want to take their destinies in their hands. They are afraid. So what do you do? What do you do? Abu Malik, are you there? I've unmuted you. Are you there? Can you speak up, please? Are you there? Abu Malik, are you there? I'll take you out. Come back again. Your audio is not connecting. So, people, now just suppose the cries of Asari Dokubo to this, the names that is on the list you're looking at. Just suppose that too. Would that then make sense to you as to why Asari Dokubo is crying? Isn't that the same thing Buhari did? That a lot of us were just crying. Ah, Buhari, and all those that were shouting restructuring, restructuring, why have they all gone deaf and dumb now? Right? Because why? Their kinsman is in power. So Nigeria then becomes now turn by turn PLC. If your kinsman is in power, then you go deaf and dumb. Everything they do is right, right? That's what it irrespective of how you want to see it, people. Irrespective of how you want to see it. Oh, sorry, did you not hear me all this while? Sorry, oh, I don't know what happened. So this is the file here. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you look at it, this is it. All these things they say is from a particular place. Let me play the devil's advocate. When people complain of this, those that said to many of us when we complained in 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 about the loop-sidedness in the appointment, many said, well, are those people appointed, are they not Nigerians? Then allow me to say the same thing. Allow me to say the same thing. Are those people being appointed now to replace those that headed the form of previous injustice? Are they not Nigerian? Are some people more Nigerians than the other? But there is something that worries me, irrespective of what is happening. In what we now see, I keep asking, and I keep asking this question: is the Nigerian state about region? How come before now we had people talking about talking about what was it called again? We had people talking about restructuring. But in the last couple of months, all those people that were talking about restructuring from morning till day and night, the amount is zipped now. A friend of mine who is also watching now said something on Twitter, one of the Twitter groups, one of the WhatsApp group that really got me thinking. He said, does Nigerians want restructuring only when the Fulanese are in power? I don't know. Think about it. And that will form the basis of the impending war that I talked about. Not necessarily a war of gun, bow, and arrow, but it is a war, power tussle, because two prominent regions will soon begin to do barakos as to who controls what. Remember, when that starts, if you're a writer, no matter what you do, I say to you, pay attention and do not die in their war. Do not get involved. So allow them. Abdul Malik, you're back. Okay, let me bring you in if you can hear me. Can you sit up, please?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. So, what's your contribution?
Yeah, I'm just tired because of what happened in the Supreme Court. I'm calling you from Czech Republic, from Benin, from Endears.
You're calling from where?
Czech Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, from Endears, Benin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just surprised what happened in the Supreme Court. Nigeria, we don't have we don't have law. There is no rule of law in Nigeria. What are the masses? What are they waiting for? Tinubu ran this election right from the day of February 25th. Till now, they are still waiting for Supreme Court. They are waiting for NDI. Now, look at what the Supreme Court decided. What are the masses? What are they waiting for there? They should enter the street and go for peaceful protest. Look at dollar. How much is euro today now? It's almost 100 something naira per 1 euro.
We're listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that after the decision of this court now, what are they doing there? What are the youth, the mass, what are they doing? Nobody come out. They just put their hand and keep just stay inside room. I don't know what they're doing there. It's very wrong. It's not good. Understand? What it is that you see Tinubu, we have big problem with foreign country at last, which America. We have problem with America and France. Just mark this what I told you. Understand? What I'm saying is that Nigeria, they don't have judiciary. There is no legislature. All the arms of government, the executive of government are controlling the two of the arms, other two of arms of government, which is judiciary and legislature. The problem is that the mass is there. They need to stood up and take their mandate back. It's not by force. They should go for peaceful protest. What about the 1 million march when Obi was campaigning? Where are they now? Why can't they enter the street? 1 million march with peaceful protest, not by violence.
Then what are you talking? If you guys in the diaspora now, if you want people to enter street, you mobilize them, you help them out to come out. Don't you know that there is hunger in the land, that people can barely find money to eat or enter vehicle. This morning, I had a host.
That there is something
Who,
there. Because that you enter the trade does not mean that you will enter vehicle. You start it from your local government, from local government to state government, from state government to federal government.
my dear friend, I think it is. I respectfully disagree with you. I think it is easier to be away from, in a foreign land and blame people at home why they are not on the street. You know, the people at home are really undergoing a lot. They have been impoverished. Their brains has been whacked by constant feeding of this nonsense they see on TV. There is a need for a lot of rejuvenation from the people, but cut them some slack. These are people who believed INEC and came out, used their money to mobilize, did everything, and this Supreme Court has really stretched people, their finances. If before the election somebody had 5 million in an account, if I bet you that if you go back to anybody who had 5 million in account by February this year, if you find 1.5 million, that means that person is doing extremely well.
I agree with you. I agree with you for that because of the valuation of the naira, the precision of the naira. I agree with you with that. But what I'm trying to tell is that when there was 1 million man, when Obi was campaigning, there was hunger in the land. But 1 million man, they enter street, right? Why can't they enter street now? When Obi was campaigning, there was hunger too. Despite it wasn't than now. Now it's worse than them. But why can't they
Yeah,
enter
but
street now?
listen. When you are running a marathon and you are getting to the finish line, you want to utilize your last energy to push to finish. But when you get to that finishing point, suddenly you are told that you're going to go 2 more laps before you finish. The possibility that you're not going to finish is there because you have utilized all your energy. People thought the election was going to go going to reflect their will, and they utilized all their energy, pushed, went beyond and far. I know people, myself and others, and there are people who actually mortgaged and remortgaged their houses to put the monies in this election, right? So the how if somebody was in Nigeria and is expecting that he's going to get money from Nigeria to pay his rent in you are in check. Assuming somebody is in the UK before the election, this is how much dollar a pounds was, and he said, okay, every month that I can use certain amount of money to pay my rent. How is that person going to do it? Whereas the pounds is now over 1,500, more than double. So how is he going to do it? The dollar has more than doubled. How is that person going to do it? So honestly, we have to understand. While I had expected that Nigerians would hit the street, if we are real, if we're also real and being realistic to ourselves, we would also understand that it is not that easy. We have someone, Ambassador Emeka, joining us. Please, could you be so kind to turn on your camera, please? If you turn on your camera, Ambassador, we would bring you in. Thank you very much. So, Abdullah Malik, can you quickly round up your thoughts? Thank you.
Okay. What I'm trying to say now is that let me just analyze the talk. The thing now is that Tinubu is not Nigeria president. That's why what they did in the Supreme Court. How can they drop barrel criminal? Nigerian people, they should enter the street. How many forces are in Nigeria? How many police forces are in Nigeria? Even if you combine the police force and the soldier, they are not up to 1.5 million, 2 million totally. When they enter street with peaceful protest, they carry banner, Tinubu removed. Look at what Njenje did there. What Njenje do for example in Njenje is example. How many months now Buhari left a government? When Buhari was in government, dollar was 750. Now how much is dollar now? It's almost 1,300 something.
Yeah, that is it.
Well, I'm not there, but it affect this thing is like it's affecting everybody in Nigeria, even though you are in diaspora. Since you are a Nigerian citizen, it's affecting you too. Even people in Europe now that they used to do business, the business now their business that is not moving. That they used to do business to Africa, like they buy cars or they buy other things to Africa.
Okay.
There's nothing now.
Thank you very much. Let me bring someone else here that joined us to the studio. Ambassador Emeka, quickly come in there if you can hear me.
Hello, Mas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. So, people, you've heard it. Officially, Nigeria now has a new president of the Federal Republic, as confirmed by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. You know, there were some permutations before and after the election as to the election going the way of a rerun or a runoff. None of those permutations saw the light of the day. The election is now officially over. That is, the 2023 presidential election is now officially over. And a candidate in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been officially declared the winner of that election. And whatever we think, I think, you know, for those who do not believe and for those who believe, it is now time to sit back, listen, see the actions the government will bring to the table. There are going to be changes. It remains to be seen. You know, those who talked about or who now call those who now call what it's, or rather what happened, renewed shaking, or the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu renewed shaking, whatever it is, so be it. The campaign is over. Obviously, the campaign generated a lot of bad blood that divided Nigerians the more. But there comes a time when something that started will come to an end. And with this judgment today, even when we were not surprised because I said it ab initio multiple times. I do not see anything that will change. I did not see a single thing that will change. And the way we said it is the way it has happened. The Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And they also affirmed that Tinubu is the president as was elected by the INEC. Many people will not be happy with this. Rightly so. It is your right not to be happy. Many people will think injustice has been done to them. Rightly so. It is your right to feel so. But no matter how you feel or what you feel, there comes a time that Nigerians would bring on their thinking caps and increase their energy in their engagement to fight and to work for a prosperous nation that will work for everyone and every single one of us. Okay? So it is not by any means an endorsement, but I think when something becomes law, then as a lawful people, we would obey that law. Even when the process that brought it is marred with a lot of rigging, irregularities, and a lot of unprecedented shenanigans. You know, people lost their life in an election. And this is wrong for people to lose their lives in an election. It is, it is crazy. It is abhorrent. It should never have happened. But sadly, it happened in the Federal Republic of Nigeria that people had to lose their life for election to happen. People who had lived in a place for over 30, 40 years were suddenly, their, this thing, their, whatever their Nigerianness was questioned. As we speak, I am now looking at Bola Tinubu, watching, and he's talking on Arise TV now, watching and looking at what they were doing and how they were delivering judgment. I will say to him, he was one man who, for many years, worked to become president of Nigeria, schemed a lot. He did not only scheme his way in America, even when he was caught and was, he forfeited $460,000. Even when he came back to Nigeria, a man with so many names, and a man of so many intrigues, multiple, date of birth, brings period of an electionary campaign. People, thank you very much for joining me. And most times, those some of you who sent super sticker or super chat, I think I saw one that I just want to mention. Basically, Peter Pan, thank you very much for your super chat or super. I think it's super chat where he says you put your hands up and I say thank you very much for your support. And for many of you who wish to support us in um, what we do just started because we have entered another phase of folding governance to account. There is a pin message there. You can use that if you so wish to support us to get better in what we do. I thank you very much for being part of this program this afternoon. And I am still Mazen Ezoka. Have a wonderful day. I may come back in the evening, so please stay tuned. Thank you.
La 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 la.